Yeah, what is good, my anime people? What is good, you guys? So much is going to pop off in the future of this show, and I think it's clear to me now that the way the sigils are working are ridiculously dope in the grand scheme of just the little things it changes narratively instead of just staying as samey samey. It starts to give a little bit more of a context behind every single character, um, even if big or small. It can bring some cool criterias to the story. For instance, knowing if someone's lying or not is a very, very weak power, kind of, in this game if you don't have the means to kind of like defend yourself and beat everybody physically or and mentally. The only thing now you have on your side is that if someone starts lying to you, you could be like, oh, you're lying. Like in a game of death, the one thing you can tell about people is if they're lying. So, for instance, when he was in the hotel, battling them, there's things that weren't being probably lied to him, right? And these people, our main guy didn't know what the heck he was in for. He didn't want to kill anybody. All these things, this guy probably had a sigil active for, and saw that he wasn't lying, right? So that's one of the cooler things that kind of happened with this is he never explicitly tells us about his lie ability or his lie sigil until we get down closer to the sewers or to the subway, excuse me, and it's a sewer now, right? And after getting there, we get into a position where we can find out very quickly, this girl's true motives and how, if anything, she could be uh, aiding someone, or that she just knows too much about what has taken place down there. So clearly, you want to ask questions about that, which doesn't seemingly happen. So that's whatever. But the point of the matter is, she knew who was down there, and as people who are watching it and saw both sides, of these conversations, we can deduce that they're like they're relatively related or something to each other. These two people who were down, and the one who was down in the subway doing this stuff, and the person who was out top, which I feel like that was a double team. Because it would be cool, like, let's just say, right, that, um, actually it makes sense, because hear me out. Having a water ability and then not being able to change the temperature of said water would have been kind of weak, right? Like, that's kind of weak. So, if that is the case, and here's where my brain started to go and not go, like my brain threw it up, and the thing I landed on is it's probably not the truth because of what we saw the girl do, but if if this is weird or if this is true, the boy who was attacking with the water and stuff like that could have had the other girl who's straight up wearing the same outfit as him, or is her, and she has like a split personality that she, kind of can't control or something. I doubt it's her though. The way that kid was talking is, the way that boy was talking, I should say, seemed more like he would want to fight at any given time, running into them and not just like hiding behind a pillar and not trying to have a confrontation, you know? Clearly, if he knew that one of them's, they're both rocking guns, it's kind of dangerous, you know? But at the same time, we then see the reason why I thought they could have been working together. What if he controls the water and she was the ice, right? Like, he had such good control of the water and had the water trap our our A ranker, then uh, to have it turn into ice, kind of almost as if it was being done from an outside source in the case of like, oh, that was close. Like I didn't know if I was gonna make it or not. Almost as if they weren't the one doing the ice. But then again, um, the whole entire part with the girl breaking the fire hydrant and it was water at first. Like she almost took the water in there and made it so much running that it burst it. And then after bursting it, it went straight into ice. Like she made that water turn into ice. So it could even be the fact that she's the only one with that ability and the brother has something else, like predictions and stuff. I don't even know, man. Like it just felt really weird that after this whole ordeal like happens with our web swing our chain shooters now with our old girl and her running into this opponent, it was just weird that all of a sudden we then find someone else exactly similar wearing the same stuff and yet is non-confrontational like the one we just saw. Like that fool wasn't really confrontational in the case of like he was going out of his way to find people to fight, but he was confrontational when it got down to the fight and he seemed very aggro. As soon as she got down there, the water already was tracking her and keeping, her at a good distance and stuff like that. So it just kind of goes to show you where already they were kind of going with this character in the case of just him being forward and stuff like that. So I want to hear what you guys are saying, or what you guys are feeling about this show. It took a little bit of a break with I think a 4.5 episode or something like that. So yeah, we already got like a little review episode out of the way, I believe, for a week. So hopefully it just goes on now and just gives us the rest of the show. Because if not, and they do like any other breaks or review stuff like that, it might be a good sign that we're going to see something new in the future after maybe the season ends or something. So that's only my mind process. Like they want to keep people relatively not confused as long as possible because maybe they have more to show. But with all that being said, everybody, I hope you have an amazing day, night, evening, whatever the case may be. I might have to go out and get some stuff done today, so if that is the case and anything drops, I will have to post it later tonight. But yeah, I hope you have an amazing one. I definitely kind of see the show not being as great as I wanted it to be, but it's still entertaining nonetheless for not really any shows being out that I want to talk about on this day. So at least there's one, and at least it's somewhat entertaining. So with that being said, peace. Oh Lord. Oh.